Good morning, everyone. Welcome to this still virtual version of the Sunday morning worship service at the Unitarian Universalist Church of St. Petersburg, Florida. We're watching from at home or gathering at our sanctuary this morning for a watch party of sorts. Today, we continue our series of Journeys programs in which a relatively new member of the congregation is asked to introduce themselves and share a bit of their journey, whether spiritual, personal, intellectual, that has led them to this place in their lives. And today we have a very special speaker, our new minister, Reverend Ben Atherton Zeman. We're all so excited to have him here in St. Petersburg. We're trying not to overwhelm him with requests. He's only officially working part-time for another week, but he has generously agreed to speak with us today. You'll also hear from our music director, John Arterton, our YouTube magician, James Mack, and our RE and communications coordinator, Janae Johnson, who will lead a time for all ages. My name is Susan Bernor. I'm on the worship committee, and we are the happiest group of all to welcome Reverend Ben. Our service begins with the lighting of our chalice. To symbolize our time together and our outreach to the world. And we say together words from John Philo Blake that express our commitment to one another. Love is the spirit of this church, and service its law. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth and love, and to help one another.
When our heart is in a holy place, when our heart is in a holy place, we are blessed with love and amazing grace. When our heart is in a holy place, when we trust the wisdom in each of us, every color, every creed and kind, and we see our faces in each other's eyes, then our heart is in a holy place. When our heart is in a holy place, when our heart is in a holy place, we are blessed with love and amazing grace. When our heart is in a holy place, when we tell our story from deep inside, and we listen with a loving mind, and we hear our voices in each other's words, then our heart is in a holy place. When our heart is in a holy place, when our heart is in a holy place, we are blessed with love and amazing grace. When our heart is in a holy place, when our heart is in a holy place.
A few announcements and sharing of joys and concerns. If you're viewing this during its premiere on YouTube on Sunday morning, you can use the chat to type in your joys and concerns to share with others who are watching. You can also send in things ahead of time to Reverend Ben or the worship committee chair, Bill Motter. One concern to share this morning is that Ruth Bentley had a nasty fall on Tuesday and has a broken pelvis. But she was recovering at Bayshore, and she has sons Bill and John Motter around to help her. We wish her the best. A joy is that both John Arterton and James Mack are doing great after cases of breakthrough COVID. And an announcement, with all the new challenges around the COVID virus, we are all, vaccinated or not, asked to wear masks and practice social distancing at any indoor church events. Also, the membership committee is getting reorganized with new committee chair Leah Cannon. Contact her if you're interested in helping.
You are not alone. In the moments of deep thought, starting off at a tree and dipping into the rabbit hole of infinite wonder and adventure, you are not alone. For every feeling of uncertainty, fear, and overwhelm, there lies faith, rejoice, and coming together. In the moments of our grappling and regaining our footing through each chapter of every day, every moment of every win, every challenge that we face and cannot comprehend, you are not alone. The new now has shifted and our thoughts shoot off like fireworks. What's and who's and why's and how's. Bravery is achieved in a situation that asks for faith and courage. Each milestone is a new day to spread love. So when the feeling of uncertainty, fear, and overwhelm take hold of our thoughts, we can learn to remember acts of kindness, pursuit of happiness, the moment we provided a service that gained a smile. In our mission, we journey socially distanced and yet together because our mission is reminding one another that we are not alone.
I feel very privileged to present today's reading. It is taken from A Network of Mutuality, which is in our hymnal. It is based on the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s famous letter from a Birmingham jail. Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. We are caught in an inescapable network of mutuality, tied in a single garment of destiny. What affects some directly affects all indirectly. There are some things in our social system to which all of us ought to be maladjusted. Hatred and bitterness can never cure the disease of fear. Only love can do that. We must evolve for all human conflict a method which rejects revenge, aggression, and retaliation. The foundation of such a method is love. Before it is too late, we must narrow the gaping chasm between our proclamations of peace and our lowly deeds, which precipitate and perpetuate war. One day we must come to see that peace is not merely a distant goal that we seek, but a means by which we arrive at that goal. We must pursue peaceful ends through peaceful means. We shall hew out of the mountain of despair a stone of hope.
The secret of life is enjoying the passage of time. There ain't nothing to it. All you gotta do is do it. Nobody knows how we got to the top of the hill. But since we're on the way down, might as well enjoy the ride. The secret of love is in opening up your heart. It's okay to feel afraid, but don't let it stand in your way. 'Cause everybody knows that love is the only road. And since we're only here for a while,
might as well show some style. Hey, 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 give us a smile. Isn't it a lovely, lovely ride? Oh, sliding down, gliding down. Try not to try too hard. It's just a lovely ride.
Just a lovely ride.
A lovely ride.
Now the thing about time is that time isn't really real.
It's just your point of view. How does it feel for you? Einstein said he could never understand it all. The planets spinning in space, the smile upon your face. Well, welcome to the human race. Isn't it a lovely, lovely ride? Oh, sliding down, gliding down. Try not to try too hard. It's just a lovely ride. It's just a lovely ride. A lovely ride. Try not to try too hard. It's just a lovely ride. The secret of life is enjoying the passage of time.
Have you ever felt lonely, even in a crowd of people? Have you ever felt supported, held, and loved, even when you're by yourself? Is feeling alone the same thing as being alone? I confess I was worried about this move to Florida. I've been married to my amazing wife Lucinda for 20 years. So the last time I lived alone was 22 years ago, and it did not go well. I felt very lonely. I had a small TV VCR in my small apartment to keep me company, so I'd go down to the pawn shops in Lewiston, Maine. I'd buy videos to watch at home, alone. Fortunately, I loved my job, so I worked as much as I could. My lack of work-life balance led me to be grumpy and short-tempered at work. I also had a supportive community in the Unitarian Universalist Church of Auburn. And this move seems to be going much better so far. Sure, I miss Lucinda and our adorable dog, Lufa. How could you not miss those beautiful faces? And I miss our neighbors up there in New England. I miss my friends and colleagues in Unitarian Universalism and in the intersectional feminist movement. But this time, I'm doing okay. Partly because my friend Samantha decided she would drive with me for the entire 21-hour drive, which turned out to be a 35-hour drive with the traffic. And partly I'm doing better because so many of you have made me feel so welcome. Some of you brought me food, helped me unload my U-Haul. This is a very welcoming community, and I am excited to be a part of it. Partly I'm doing better because of technology. I can now see Lucinda's sleepy face on a Zoom screen every morning, and Lufa's face as well. Partly I'm doing better because of my own personal development. I like my own company a lot more than I did 22 years ago. And partly I'm doing better because I feel held by those who love me, even when so many of them are far away. As my internship supervisor, Reverend Allison Palm, used to say, we are all connected, even when we feel apart. Just now, Susan read to us from the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s letter from a Birmingham jail. Dr. King could be speaking of our Unitarian Universalist seventh principle here, the respect for the interdependent web of all existence of which we are a part. I confess I like how Dr. King says it better, though. Respect for the interdependent web sounds so cerebral, like I'm standing to the side respecting this lovely interdependent web over here. And Dr. King's words make me feel more involved. They feel more embodied. They bring us down and dirty into that web, confronting us with that reality, sometimes messy reality, that we are connected. Now, Dr. King says network where we say web in our seventh principle. But do you remember what verb he used? Our verb is respect. He doesn't say that. Does he say we're a part of that network? No. He says we are caught in an inescapable network of mutuality, tied in a single garment of destiny. We are caught. Sounds like a web, right? We are caught. And I like that verb, caught. It makes it seem inevitable, like I'm already here. I just need to open up my eyes and see I am in this network of mutuality. And this sentence that Susan read follows his immortal words that she also read. Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. Your fate is bound up with mine, and mine with yours. You are not alone, and neither am I. Now, you may very well feel alone. Most of you are listening to this worship service at home. Some of you are alone in that home. My voice is reaching you through a screen. And some of you have had a great week. But some of you, I've talked with some of you this week, some of you have had a really hard week. In fact, given the size of our group and given the situation in the world, I'll wager a few of you are having the hardest week of your life. And I hope that you know, as I do, that you are not alone. I hope you feel held by this community, by us, by me. We are caught in an inescapable network of mutuality. So if there is a time this week or this year when you feel lonely, when you feel alone, I hope you'll remember this moment, this feeling. And if you're not quite feeling that sense of being held, of being connected to this community, maybe the words that John and James sang to us will help. The secret of love is in opening your heart. It's okay to feel afraid, but don't let that stand in your way. 'Cause anyone knows that love is the only road. So, here I am. My journey has brought me here to St. Petersburg, Florida, with you. My car, towing the U-Haul, made it down. I had to get it fixed at Midas afterwards, but it did make it down. I had a lot of help from a lot of people, including a lot of you. And my first few days of work have been delightful. They've been fun. They've sometimes been difficult. And I don't know what the future will bring for me or for any of us. I'm fairly certain it will bring more delight, more fun, joy, beauty, connection, even amazing miracles. I'm fairly certain it will also bring more difficulties, pain, injustice, violence, and heartbreak. But whatever comes our way, we will face it together. Amen. And blessed be. Let us now listen to the children from the Bay Area Performing Arts School in Tampa. They will be singing an original song called You Are Not Alone.
You hold your head up, you keep your chin up. I'll be a candle in the dark. You feel the weight of what you're afraid of, and fear is tearing you apart. But there's hope, there is hope, there is hope beyond this. There is love, there is love, there is light, I promise. You're not alone, I stood where you stand. And although you hold a heavy burden, one thing you can know for certain is you are not alone. Light is carried through the dark as strangers share their broken hearts, and shadow hands will hold you in this place. You are not alone.
You're masquerading, the real you fading, but you have always been enough.
You have a purpose, your life is worth it. Don't have to be more than who you are. There's hope, there's hope, there's hope beyond this. There is love, there is love, there is light, I promise. You are not alone, I stood where you stand. And although you hold a heavy burden, one thing you can know for certain is you are not alone. Light is carried through the dark as strangers share their broken hearts, and shadow hands will hold you in this place. You are not alone. And those stars on your heart, they're the stars in the dark, and there's beauty in them till the dawn, and the sun, it will rise, you will open your eyes, if you just find the strength to hold on, so hold on. I stood where you stand, and although you hold a heavy burden, one thing you can know for certain is you are not alone. Light is carried through the dark as strangers share their broken hearts, and shadow hands will hold you in this place. You are not alone. I stood where you stand, and although you hold a heavy burden, one thing you can know for certain is you are not alone. Light is carried through the dark as strangers share their broken hearts, and shadow hands will hold you in this place. You are not alone. You keep your chin up. I'll be your candle in the dark.
To keep our congregation thriving, May we remember our connection to one another, and let us not forget our contributions to support the means to those connections. If you're watching today on a mobile device or computer, please hover your finger or cursor in the upper right corner of your screen and click on the I in the small white circle. You can also donate at uusp.org under the Giving tab, or by sending a check to the church office. Many thanks.
Thank you all for joining us this morning. We hope to see you at coffee hour in just a few minutes. The information for joining through Zoom will be on your screen soon. Information about other church activities can always be found on our website, uustpete.org. So now, we end our service with a breath and send our caring out to the world and to one another with these words. We extinguish this flame, but not the warmth of love, the light of truth, or the fire of courage. These we carry in our hearts and out into the world.